I understand. I get to learn whether I'm playing basketball, soccer, baseball, a new sport, whatever it may be. I get to learn the fundamentals, the knowledge that comes from that game and from my coaches, but I also get to learn from stuff off the court or off the field. Like all my coaches, they're great Christian role models and leaders for me. They've taught me so much, both in my sport and out of my sport, on how to carry myself, how to lead my team, and how to live for Christ.
Welcome to Wired to the Game.
All right, what is up, everyone? You're wired in with the homie EJ. Today's guest is a beast on the court as well as the field. Let the state in goals in WV, with him having 45 VCAT goals all team state in basketball as well. Second in school history in points, WVVA Christian Player of the Year, WVCA champion as well, the homie MJ. Man, how's it going today, man?
Oh, good. How y'all?
Pretty good. All right, so you're a senior, right?
Yes, sir.
So what was the best part of playing for Summit?
Well, if most don't know, Summit was a new school this year. I played for Mercer the first 3 years of my high school career. It's the same people, same team. But I got to play for my dad this year, play with my brother. So it was a great experience. I enjoyed it. I loved it. I thought we had a great season. Came up short in the end, but I really enjoyed it.
All right, so looking back at your basketball as well as soccer, what was probably the best moment of each sport, like basketball and soccer?
All right, on soccer, I was able to accomplish the 100 goals feat, which basically is essential to equivalent to 1,000 points in basketball. It's basically the same. So that was a pretty cool accomplishment that I was able to achieve, and I'm grateful for that opportunity. That was probably my favorite soccer moment. Basketball, probably say winning this year our WVCEA championship with my guys. Haven't won one of those yet since my freshman year, so it was great to be able to win and go out on a win.
Yes, sir. So all right, so would you say that was probably the favorite part of your basketball and soccer season?
Yeah, personally, I like basketball better than soccer. I mean, I like them both, but basketball's always been my favorite sport. So if I had to pick one, it'd probably be that game. Yeah.
So all right, so when did you figure out basketball was your favorite sport?
I started playing soccer first. I think I played soccer since I was like 4 or 5, and then I got into basketball when I was young as well. But I didn't really take it seriously. I was just a kid trying to have fun with my friends. So about probably middle school, then I was like, I'm gonna lock in and do this for real. And I've always enjoyed basketball. I've always enjoyed soccer, but probably around middle school, maybe sixth grade is when I realized that this is my favorite sport and this is what I want to focus my time and energy and effort into.
So what's probably been the best experiences in basketball, like just in general?
Favorite experience, probably besides winning the championship this year, I'd probably say probably getting to play with my dad, honestly, as my coach. It's really cool. He was my coach in travel ball and in soccer and stuff, but I never actually got to have him as my high school coach. And then this year he stepped up into that position. Got to learn from him. He's got crazy basketball knowledge. Got to learn from him and play with my brother. That was really cool.
So would you say that kind of helped you win more games, kind of, because you were able to bond with him like that? Like y'all have that connection, kind of.
Yeah, probably. So obviously, I got chemistry with my brother, with my dad, but also the rest of my teammates, some of my best friends, and my class on the team, and I got to play with them. I've been playing with them since a young age as well too. So our whole team had crazy chemistry, and that definitely contributed to our success.
All right, so now with that being said, who's probably the best team you ever played in basketball? Like travel ball, anything.
Best team we played this year was we played Shady Spring High School once this year. They were tough. They were real good. Best team I ever played was probably my freshman year. We played James Monroe, the Mavericks of James Monroe, Eli Allen, and all of them. He won Gatorade Player of the Year that year or the year after that, and just won a D2 national championship. That team was real tough, and we got smacked, but it was fun.
All right, so would you say Eli Allen's probably the best player you ever played?
Yeah, I'd probably say so. I can't think of anybody else off the top of my head. There's a bunch of great players that I played against, but if I had to pick one, it's probably Eli.
Could you maybe name a few of them?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously this year I mentioned Shady. Jack Williams, he played for Shady. He's a great player. Mentioned Eli Allen already. Big Drew, GBC. He's tough. He's difficult to play against. Britt Beasley, Princeton, West Virginia. I don't know if y'all know him. He's real good. Played against Kendrick Wilson. He went to Greater Beckley as well. Went to play on for Moravian Prep. He was real good too. I'd probably say those 5.
All right. So what's probably been the most clutch mode you've been in, like, for basketball?
You said most clutch moment?
Yeah.
Clutch moment. This year, low key, I'm not known for being clutch. Like sometimes I would like fumble in the clutch and stuff. This year we played against Midland Trail. I got in foul trouble real early and we went down big. Toward the end of the game, I said most of the second quarter, the whole third quarter, and got to come in the fourth quarter. I think I had 2 points before that, 0 points maybe, something like that. And we was down big. We came back, we rallied back, we started pressing. I was able to make like 2 or 3 like clutch threes in a row. It was really cool. And my teammates helped. We ended up winning the game. That's probably my most clutch moment.
All right. So So what part of your game do you think is underrated?
Underrated.
Because like you're second in points and first in assists. Like, what part of the game do you think like people don't really recognize you as?
Yeah, I feel like obviously people would recognize my offensive abilities because I mean I shoot the ball a lot. I score. I have assists, and my stats show that. But my most underrated feature would probably be my defense. I'm an okay on ball defender, but I'm able to I feel like I'm able to get my hand on the ball a lot and get a bunch of steals and deflections that often lead to points for either myself or my teammates.
Because people really don't recognize defense like that, like they used to. Man, that's good.
Sure.
All right. So who do you think your game has shades of?
Currently my favorite basketball player is Donovan Mitchell, and I've really liked watching him for a few years, so I try to model my game after him. But obviously I'm a smaller guard, not very tall, so I'd probably say I have shades of either like Kyrie or Steph Curry. Obviously I'm not at that level. I'm not comparing myself to them in any way, but if I had to pick any NBA player, I'd probably say one of them. Try to work on my handles and my shooting as much as I can to model my game after them.
All right. So who's been the biggest inspiration for your sports journey?
Probably my parents, my dad. They both played sports. They both hoops back in the day. Dad played soccer as well, so I've always grown up in a very sports focused family. They encouraged me and inspired me to love the game the same way they once did, and motivated me to be the best player I could be.
All right. So how have you overcame any adversity like during your sports career?
Honestly, I've been very blessed and fortunate. God's blessed me with a healthy body, so I haven't really had to deal with any injuries or setbacks or anything like that. Most adversity I've probably dealt with is just like within our team. Sometimes games get heated, like everybody's competing. Teammates might get feisty, might get heated with each other, and we might be arguing. And just being able to like weather that storm as a leader on our team, I got to be able to just like calm guys down, calm myself down, keep self control, not get mad at refs, at coaches, at players, or anything like that.
All right. So what is your goal for basketball? Like, where are you trying to get kind of for basketball?
Growing up, I wanted to make it to the league. I wanted to be an NBA player. Obviously, that dream kind of faded a little bit. I realized it wasn't super realistic, but I feel like I have an opportunity to play at the next level in college. I understand that I might not play my freshman year, my sophomore year, but I hope by the time I'm older, junior, senior year, I might be able to get some minutes, contribute to my team's success, help my teammates, help my coaches, do whatever they ask me. So if I see myself in the future, I'd probably say just doing the best I can for my college collegiate team.
You never know, man. You never know.
You're right.
All right. So how did it feel to win the WVCA?
I kind of alluded to it already earlier, but that was just a great feeling. We won it when I was a freshman in high school, but I didn't really do much. I was just kind of just there running running up and down the court. This year we lost last year, lost the year before that. Um, Games we probably should have won, but we ended up losing. So this year was a great way to bounce back. It's my last game ever in high school at Summit. So it's a great way to go out with my guys, go out with my teammates, my dad, my brother, and represent our school.
All right. So when did you know? When did you know that y'all had the potential to win the WVCA?
I feel like I knew fairly early in the season. We played some. We kind of stacked our schedule to play some really competitive games in December and January, so we'd be ready for later in the season. And we won a few of those games. I recognized our team's potentials. I knew how hard I'd worked at it, how hard my family, my teammates had worked at it, and I knew we were going to be a good team. We were going to be able to win. Obviously, there was a bunch of other good competition and in the tournament as well, but I felt like we really had what it takes. So I'd probably say early on the season, beginning of the season, first couple practices or games, I realized we had that potential.
So how did it feel to win VVA Christian Player of the Year? Like when did you know you won it?
I actually only found out it wasn't too long ago. A month maybe, a few weeks after the season, I found out. Was watching the news, saw I got announced. So it was a cool feeling. It was a great feeling. I'm blessed, and I thank God for that, of course. But it's a great feeling. I'm grateful for it. I don't really obviously my teammates, my coaches, my support system helped me get to that point. But I'm thankful for it. I'm glad I was able to receive it.
All right. So when was the moment that you became the second in your school for points?
Okay, so before I was actually my uncle, Ben Schrader was second in points in our school. So that first of all, that was a cool feeling to be able to pass him in points. I think it was probably around halfway through this senior season that I was able to break it. I really don't know which game it was or like where the time frame was, but it was definitely this year, some way, like probably halfway through the season, I would say.
All right. So what would you say your best game performance has been for both basketball and soccer?
Okay. Soccer, I would say um this year we played it. We made it to the WVCAT championship. Unfortunately, we lost. We weren't able to pull out the win, but I thought I played really well in that game. My teammates played well. They got me open. I think I finished with 2 goals or something. 2 goals. We lost the game, but it was one of my favorite games. I loved being able to finish that way. Basketball, my favorite performance was probably last year. I scored a career high 40 points against Pipestem Christian Academy, and it was a great game. I was firing on all cylinders. I was able to knock down shots, mid range, threes, layups, get to the hole, and we ended up winning that game as well too. So that was probably my best game.
That's crazy. 40 points is insane. So like, all right, so like going to that, do you have like any superstitions you do before a game?
Superstitions. Nah, I wouldn't say I have any superstitions. I kind of got like a weird stretching routine that some people might make fun of me for, but I enjoy doing it. It gets me right before the game. I just pray before every game, ask God to help me succeed, help us to win, and if not, I want to bring Him glory and honor, no matter what. I pray that. I'd say that's the only thing. That's not really a superstition though.
I understand. I understand. So all right, so how did it feel? How did it feel to play in the Scott Brown Classic?
That was real cool. Myself and my one of my best friends, Chance Watkins, our other senior at Summer Christian Academy, we were both selected. We were both able to play, and that was just like a few weeks ago. There's so many great athletes, so many great players in that game that I just felt honored to be playing with them on the same court as them. Got to play under Fairmont Senior's head coach. Taught me a lot of knowledge in just the 2 days that I was around him. So it was a great experience, a great feeling, and I was truly blessed to be able to play in that game.
So all right, so do you play AAU?
I do, yes, sir.
All right, so who was probably the toughest player you played in AAU? Like, do you know the name?
Um, I don't know if I got anybody in specific. My team's played on a couple of big shots tournaments. Um, So obviously there's always great competition there. We went to Myrtle Beach last year. Some great hoopers there. Big dudes, probably future D1, D2 talents. I really couldn't give you a name off the top of my head. But just had the opportunity to play against a bunch of real good players.
All right, so if you weren't, all right, so what do you think you'd be doing if you wasn't playing basketball? Like, what do you think like that kind of look like for you, if in your opinion?
I wasn't hooping. I really don't know what. I guess I'd play some other sport, soccer, baseball, something like that. I'm continuing my academic career. I wanna receive a cybersecurity degree. I've always been like really. I've always enjoyed technology, computers, stuff like that. Always been really amused by that stuff. So I'd like to go into some field of that. If I wasn't hooping, I'd probably just focus on getting a degree, getting a certificate, and being able to get a job out of that field.
That's tough. Cybersecurity, that's tough.
Appreciate it.
All right. So what probably? So would you say that game when you had 2 points and then you came back and y'all and like pressed and then you hit two clutch threes? Would you say that's probably the craziest part of your basketball career?
Yeah, I'd say so. At least this year for sure. Obviously, I don't remember all the games of my whole career. There's been some crazy ones, been some good ones, but that for sure this year that was our craziest game, my craziest game. I really enjoyed that one. That's one I'll probably remember for a long time.
All right. So what's been the best part of sports for you?
Um, really just the experience, the knowledge I've gained from. Obviously, I understand. I get to learn whether I'm playing basketball, soccer, baseball, a new sport, whatever it may be. I get to learn the fundamentals, the knowledge that comes from that game and from my coaches. But I also get to learn from stuff off the court or off the field. Like all my coaches, they're great Christian role models and leaders for me. They've taught me so much, both in my sport and out of my sport, on how to carry myself, how to lead my team, and how to live for Christ.
All right. So you're obviously a senior, so you're probably going to try and play at the next level. What do you want coaches to know, like coaches and teams to know about you when they're looking at you? Like what, like you know?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Okay. Um, Obviously, I believe my stats would, if they're checking my stats, if they're seeing my percentages, my statistics, they would understand. They would see me, but if they've never actually watched me play before, I just want them to know, like, obviously I'm shorter. I'm not as athletic as some players. I'm not as fast as some players, but I still really give it my all. I enjoy playing this game, and I put so much time and work into this game that I feel like I'm able to play with some of the best. Um, but I really don't care about my success. Obviously, I found success at the high school level, and I understand that won't always translate to the collegiate level. Those guys are bigger, stronger, faster, better. So I'm really just there to help my team win. I don't care how many points I score. I don't care how many minutes I get. I'll do whatever I can to get those minutes. But even when I'm not, I'm just trying to help my team win.
All right. So what do you? All right, so what do you think is the biggest difference from basketball now to like back then? Like like back then.
Biggest difference for me, um, probably just as I grew up, I just started to like the game, love the game more, and I started putting more time and effort into it. When I was a young kid, I mean, I would really just go to the team practices and the team games. But as I got older, as I was able to drive, I got bigger, I got stronger. I really put time into the gym, but the weight room as well, and then the off season, putting in my own work aside from the team practices and the game. So just as I've gotten older, I just realized that team practice, team games don't really cut it. If you're really trying to succeed in this sport, you got to put effort in. You got to put work in on your own time, and that's probably the biggest change from now to back then.
All right. So all right. So before we go, what's something inspirational you guys say to people that are trying to like come up in basketball, kind of?
If I give inspiration to someone, I actually told someone this the other day, especially if you're younger, if you're at middle school, high school, whatever it may be. When I was younger, when I was a freshman, a sophomore, I got minutes, but there were sometimes when I wouldn't start, sometimes when I wouldn't get minutes, sometimes when my shots wouldn't fall, when I felt like I should have been playing better than I was. and I just wasn't able to do that. And that still happens to me now sometimes. I would just tell someone, really trust your work ethic. If you put in the work, if you put in the hours to be as good as you want to be, trust that sometimes shots aren't going to fall. Sometimes the game's not going to go how you want it to be, but you still got to remain focused, keep your composure, and trust God and His plan, and do the best you can.
Well, that's it. Thank you for your time today, MJ.
Appreciate you having me, for real.
Yes, sir. Everybody go show MJ some love down below. And yeah, stay wired in.